Welcome to the fifth module of the session leader training for ThinkTank. This module is actually delivered as a webinar. Module 5 here you can see is the fifth in 6 modules in the training program. The first one included introduction to the training. The second one was where we experienced and discovered ThinkTank in use. The third module, we built a collaboration agenda in. The fourth, we designed a ThinkTank session. And now, during module 5, we will then test and dry run these ThinkTank sessions we've already built. That is why we have a webinar for that, where you will participate with other people in the training, and you will get a chance to test and dry run your session with other participants and get feedback based on that. And the last module is certification module, which comes after this one. In order to prepare for the webinar, you have to be aware of that you will have a chance. A certain part of the session is set aside for you to test run your session, where other participants log into your session and then act as participants. So you have a chance to test the session with real participants. Based on that, you will get immediate feedback on your session, both by other participants and by the instructor. In order to prepare well for the webinar, then we advise that you prepare a short introduction about your session. Make sure to include information, for instance, from the objectives and strategy part, just to make sure that you can set the stage and explain the context of the session before we actually run it. Once you've prepared this information, please put it into the session, either preferably as a PowerPoint in a presentation activity, put it in under the background, or alternatively, you are also welcome, if you prefer, to write in some plain text in a crowdsource activity and use that to present notes about the actual session. Then when it's your turn to dry run your session, please start with making sure that everyone get logged into the session, and then present the contextual information, for instance, in the PowerPoint you have uploaded under the background information. We have set aside about 10 minutes for presentations and dry runs for each participant. If you think your test run will take longer than the 10 minutes, then please choose part of that session you've been building that you feel you have the greatest benefit of testing out with the rest of the group. And that's totally up to you which ones you'd like, if you want to jump on it or you'll take just part of it, but make sure you choose the ones that you feel you would have the most value out of testing. That's for the preparation for the webinar. Next steps now. If, of course, you need to prepare for running a live session with real participants, and this is after you are done with the webinar. Once you have prepared and planned out your session for live participants, you are welcome to contact the instructor for further guidance or help to execute or plan the execution of the session. And you should also ask for a copy of the certification documentation template that you need to submit the documentation necessary for your certification. Then it's time to execute your session as step number 3. And once you have executed your session, then you need to submit the certification documentation and get certified as a ThinkTank session leader. That's it. Good luck.